12 rounds is going down with our body bars. Weak channel, stand with a bodyguard.
Talk Nation, Talk Nation. Shout out to Brian Custard. Rolando Romero, man. Shout out to Brian Custard, man, the Last Stand podcast. He just recently featured Rolando Romero talking about his upcoming fight with Tank Davis. Rolly's a funny guy, man. He really is, man. Rolly is very charismatic, man. Always got something to say. He's a funny guy, man. I mean, you can't hate on Rolly, man. You could say that he's not the best boxer in the world, the next coming of Mayorga, whatever, man. But Rolly's a funny guy. And you know what? He's going to get his shot. I don't know if he's going to go in there and do what he thinks he's going to do to Tank Davis. He think he's going to knock Tank out in the first round. I don't see that happening, my buddy. I don't see that happening. You know what I mean? And really, everybody should think, including Rolly, because you don't hear a lot from Tank. Tank been real quiet. So that means two things. Either Tank possibly is not taking Rolly seriously, or Tank is working. Tank is working. Personally, I think Tank working. I think he's not going to go into that fight and he's not trying to knock Rolly out. I think Tank going into that fight and he's going to beat the hell out of Rolly. He's going to beat Rolly down from start to finish. I think Tank wants to punish Rolly. He's been doing a lot of talking, a lot of bragging. You know what I mean? Calling them Oompa Loompas, saying he got a funny shaped head, his head is a target, all this kind of stuff. It's all good for the cameras, it really is. But once you get under them lights and you get into that ring, totally different ball game. Totally different ball game. And I think Tank really is going to try to punish Rolly. Rolly has to go for the knockout. He has to. You can't outbox Tank. Rolly does not have the skills. But I'm talking about big booty Judy, but Rolly does have power. Now, he think he's going to catch Tank, think he's going to walk into something, run into something, and he's going to have to. Tank is going to have to run into something like a freight train in order for him to win that fight. Because, like I said, and this is really, and I'm serious about this, I think Tank wants to beat the hell out of Rolly. Rolly going to have to be sharp. You know what I mean? I know he's doing a lot of talking, but he's going to have to be sharper than he has ever been in a fight. Y'all see the title. Rolly is going to have to turn into Ronelo Alvarez in order to beat Tank Davis, baby. You dig what I'm saying? We're going to have to see that fight and look at Rolly like, who the hell is this dude? That's the only chance Rolly got. Rolly cannot come into this fight and look like the old Rolly. He can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Rolly's Rolexes are timeless. You know what I'm saying? Rolly's skills are not. He's going to have to come into this fight polished, clean, sharp. We know he has the power, but he's going to have to bring something to the table that we have not seen Rolly do as a professional fighter. We all, including Tank's training staff, you know what I'm saying? You ain't seen the best version of Tank Davis yet. And I have a funny feeling Tank is going to come into this fight and we're going to see Tank put on the show. He's not going to try to go for the knockout because that's too easy. We know Tank has the power. Tank has the power to knock anybody out. Anybody. Put them straight to sleep. Including Rolly. And Rolly knows this. He's not going to say that. He's not going to say, you know what, Tank Davis can knock me out. He's not going to give Tank that credit. But we all know Tank has that. He has that ability. He has that power. But now Tank has that motivation. But past that, Tank wants to prove a point. Not only you cannot beat me, you can't outbox me. You're not better than me. I'm in another level. I'm in another tier. I'm in another stratosphere when it comes to the sport of boxing. When you compare Rolly Romero to me, Tank Davis. That's what Tank wants to show the people. That's what he wants to show the media. That's what he wants to show himself. Although we do know that. Although we do know this, Tank has a point to prove. And the point is, not only you're not better than me, but I'm gonna show you that not only talk is cheap, but you're gonna have to pay for what you say. Tell people all the time, watch what you say. Watch what you do. Everything has a cost. Things may not happen when you want them to happen, when you expect them to happen. Because a true tactician knows. And I don't know if y'all have read Sun Tzu, The Art of War, but I have. Not only do you study your enemy, but you know your enemy. And when your enemies start to do things that's out of character to try to get you to do something that's out of character, you got them. You got them. And Rolly has been doing a lot of talking. But you know what? At the same time, that's not out of character for Rolly. That's what he does. Rolly does a lot of talking. And in the fights that Rolly has had, he has faced nobody like Tank Davis. Nobody. To a degree, Tank has had, he ain't faced nobody like Rolly. You can't say Isaac Cruz is like Rolly. Isaac Cruz can box. He gave Tank problems in that fight. And Isaac Cruz is a better puncher than Rolly Romero. He uses his style better than Rolly Romero. Rolly is kind of like AB with it. You know what I mean? But Tank, he has an alphabet arsenal. He can do various things in the ring. And Tank is also, his boxing IQ is very high. Rolly Romero, he's learning these things. He's trying to become a more polished fighter as the fights, or as his fights progress. In a fight of this magnitude, this is the biggest fight of Rolly Romero's career, hands down. And if he can go into that fight and do something similar to what Isaac Cruz did, then you know what? That is going to raise Rolly's stock. He still may lose, but if he can give Tank problems, if he can make that fight look ugly, which he's going to have to, by the way, it's going to raise Rolly's stock. It really is. How high? Who knows? But it's going to raise Rolly's stock. You seen what Tank Davis said about Isaac Cruz after that fight? Tonight, a star was born. Will he give Rolly Romero that same, you know what I'm saying, adoration? Hope I'm saying that right, but we will move on. Will he? I don't think so. It's beef in this fight. It's personal. And when things get personal, things can potentially get ugly. So that's why you got to be smart. You have to know how to move. And if you was ever in the streets in any kind of way, you know when the beef is on, you can't do what your enemy expects. You can't do that. That ain't smart. You have to do what's unexpected. And the best way to pull off an unexpected move is to be patient. Bide your time. Be smart. Be very calculative. Keep your mouth shut. Move quietly. And that will be Rolly's downfall if he loses this fight. You seen what just happened to Blair Cobbs? He did all that talking. He talked all that shit. But once he got into that ring with Alexis Rocha, you seen what Alexis Rocha did. He beat the brakes off of Blair Cobbs. You know what I'm saying? He had Blair Cobbs looking like a crash dummy. Bit off more than he can chew. As they say, he let his mouth write checks that his ass couldn't cash. You dig what I'm saying? It didn't matter that he trained with Freddie Roach. Didn't matter. I told y'all this before. Blair Cobbs is not Pacquiao. Yeah, they both southpaws, but he doesn't possess the footwork, the punch output, the punching ability of Manny Pacquiao, and Manny Pacquiao's defense is underrated. Blair Cobbs went into that fight and got destroyed. And a similar notion could also happen to Rolly Romero come fight night. Tank Davis is going to be Rolly's living nightmare come fight night. Will Rolly Romero be ready? He better be. Because if not, his ass is taking a trip to the hospital. Talk Nation Stand Up is your boy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You already know how I play. Shh.